Hello and welcome. This is Chai Hofilenia and this is your 6 p.m. wrap. Former President Ferdinand Marcos can now be buried at the Libingan ng mga Bayani or Hero Cemetery. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, by a vote of 9-5 with 1 inhibition, rejects all petitions that sought to stop the burial of the late dictator.
The court, with a vote of 9-5, with Justice Geun-Hye Reyes taking no part, rendered the following judgment. Wherefore, premises considered, the petitions are dismissed. Necessarily, the status quo ante order is hereby lifted.
The following justices voted in favor of giving Marcos a hero's burial: Presbitero Velasco Jr., Teresita de Castro, Arturo Brion, Diosdado Peralta, Lucas Bersamin, Mariano del Castillo, Jose Perez, Jose Mendoza, and Estela Perlas Bernabe. Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, Associate Justices Marvic Leonen, Francis Hardalesa, and Alfredo Benjamin Caguiwa dissented. Associate Justice Bienvenido Reyes inhibited from the case. The High Court says they viewed and judged Marcos, quote, in his totality as a person. The SC decision says, quote, while he was not all good, he was not pure evil either. Certainly just a human who erred like us. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos thanks the High Court for the decision. He says, quote, it is our sincerest hope that this will lead the nation towards healing as we endeavor to move the country forward to give every Filipino a better life. The late dictator's son also thanks President Rodrigo Duterte for his, quote, unwavering commitment to deliver on his campaign promise to his family. Commission on Human Rights Chairperson Chito Gascon says the SC decision won't erase the human rights abuses during the Marcos regime. Gascon says, quote, this decision will not erase the uncontroverted fact of impunity for human rights violations committed during martial law that demands justice. Vice President Leni Robredo on Tuesday, November 8 says the Supreme Court ruling in favor of a hero's burial for the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos is inconsistent with morality and the spirit of the 1986 People Power Revolution. Robredo says, quote, it might pass the bar of legal technicality but can never be consistent with morality and the spirit of the Filipino People Power Revolution. Our nation's healing begins with the acknowledgement of the truth and resolution of the past. She adds, quote, to bury Marcos in the Libingan ng mga Bayani would keep the wounds of the past unhealed. Rappler Editor-at-Large Marites Vitog says the SC decision is not a surprise.
I think this is not a surprise because there have been 3 other cases wherein the Supreme Court decided in favor of restoring old political figures.
She cites the case of the High Court granting bail to former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile in connection with the pork barrel scam in 2015, acquitting ex-President Gloria Arroyo of plunder in July 2016, and allowing former President Joseph Estrada in January 2015 to run in the mayoral race in Manila. The heirs of former President Ferdinand Marcos will shoulder the cost of the late dictator's burial at the Libingan ng mga Bayani or Hero Cemetery because their plans exceeded the military's budget. Philippine Army spokesman Benjamin Hao says the Marcoses made the offer in August. Hao says they hadn't finished digging Marcos's grave when the Supreme Court issued a status quo ante order on the burial. But following the High Court's decision favoring Marcos's hero's burial, Hao says the Army will resume preparations as soon as they receive an official order. Ilocos Norte Governor Amy Marcos, daughter of the late dictator, says no date has been decided for the burial, but they want to do it as soon as possible. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources is evacuated Tuesday after a bomb threat. The DNR says the department received an email which was sent to at least 283 other email addresses warning of 4 envelope-sized bombs supposedly hidden in a steel cabinet at one of the offices in the 2nd floor of the DNR Central Office. Environment Secretary Gina Lopez declares a suspension of work at the Central Office for the rest of the day to ensure the safety of all employees. The Department of Labor and Employment and the National Economic and Development Authority also report receiving bomb threats. Follow Rappler.com for continuing updates. South Korean President Park Geun-Hye on Tuesday, November 8, agrees to cede control of state affairs as the result of a damaging corruption scandal that has engulfed her administration. Park says she will accept a prime minister chosen by the opposition-controlled legislature and, quote, let him control the cabinet. The prime minister is normally a largely symbolic post in South Korea where power is firmly concentrated in the executive. Park is embroiled in a damaging political scandal involving her close personal friend, Soon-Sil. Hye was arrested on charges of fraud and abuse of power. Hye allegedly leveraged her personal relationship with Park to coerce donations from large companies to nonprofit foundations she set up and used for personal gain. That's your 6 p.m. wrap. Watch our updates daily at 12 noon and 6 p.m. I'm Chai Hofilenya. Remember, tomorrow begins today.